Today we're going to be making some tissue paper flowers to put in our Mother's Day vases. You need is a pipe cleaner, tissue paper and scissors. You will need about 10 sheets of tissue paper. So first you need to stack all the tissue paper on top of each other, then you will start folding the tissue paper in a concertina style, about 1 centimetre in length, and you will continue doing that until you reach the end of the paper. This will be the last fold you will do, so you need to make sure you press on very, very hard to make sure the tissue paper stays in place. Now you will fold your tissue paper in half and press down on the middle very, very hard so it stays in place. Then you will fold everything back out so you have a straight line again with the fold in the middle, and you will place your pipe cleaner on the line of the fold, and you will pull the pipe cleaner around the opposite side and start twisting very tightly. Make sure you push it up right to the tip of the edge of the tissue paper and continue twisting until all the edge of the pipe cleaner is gone. Now you have your pipe cleaner all tied on, so now you need to start pulling apart the tissue paper. Pull out one side at a time. You need to pull one sheet forward and start prying it away from the next sheet, pulling it very, very gently, otherwise you will tear the paper. Continue pulling until you have reached the end, and then you'll need to go back and pull it upwards before commencing on the next sheet. So you'll continue doing this process over and over again until you reach the final layer of this side. Then you'll need to move on to the next side and repeat the process. Make sure you do it very, very carefully, otherwise you will tear the paper. Now you'll be commencing on the next side. Make sure you do one layer at a time still, going very, very carefully across the entire piece of tissue paper, pulling it upwards and away from the next layer. Make sure you do one at a time, and this process will take quite a while, so you need to be very careful and very gentle with your pulling of the tissue paper, and keep going until all the tissue paper has been pulled. So I'm just finishing off the final layer of my flower. It is now complete. I am going to pull out a few of the little bits that have got crushed while I was making my flower, and all I have to do is just very gently pull them backwards towards the back of the flower. So this is the same process again, except you will be rounding off the petals of your flower. This will be done by using a pair of scissors to cut a semicircle at each end of the stack of tissue paper, and then you continue the process as demonstrated before with pulling out the individual tissue paper leaves and pulling them upwards and doing it on both sides of your flower. So you're now cutting off the second side of your flower. You will now begin pulling apart the flower as you did in this first process. Very carefully pull up one layer at a time and continue doing so until every layer has been pulled upwards to make the flower. This is what it will look like after the process is complete. So now you'll see all the completed flowers that we have made. You'll notice they're all different sizes based on the size of your tissue paper and the rounding of the flower petals if you wish.